Hey guys, welcome to Gadgets 360, and today we'll be unboxing a brand new budget Realme smartphone. It is the Realme C12. So let's see what you get in the box. Now before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also the bell icon so you'll be the first to know whenever we push out a new video. Okay, so this is the retail box of the Realme C12, similar to what we've seen in recent Realme phones, just a yellow box with a bold lettering for the model number. Now remember, the C15 is also going to be very similar to this. Both of them have the biggest highlight features of both these phones are the 6000 mAh battery, and a lot of other features are also very similar. So when I'm talking about the C12, keep in mind that most of the features also apply to the C15 unless I specify otherwise. So let's quickly crack the seal open and first of all take a look at what you get in the box. Okay, first off we have a leaflet with some quick start guide and a safety guide. Let's keep that aside for now. Next is the phone. So this is the C12. Alright, seems we have the blue version. We'll power this up and keep it aside for now. Further in the box, we have a charger. It's a pretty big power brick, but it's only a 10-watt charger, as you can see here. Okay, next up is the micro USB cable. So no type C over here, and that seems to be pretty much it. So I'm just going to quickly set this phone up and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I've set up the Realme C12, and first, before we get into the specifications and what you can expect, let's take a quick physical tour of the phone and see how this phone actually is built and the kind of features it offers. So first and foremost, let's just start off with the battery, since that is the big highlight. So obviously you can't see it, but underneath you have a 6000 mAh battery in the C12. That's going to be the same case for the C15 as well. However, there is one difference, and that is the C12 ships with only a 10-watt charger in the box, whereas the C15, which I don't have with me, will ship with an 18-watt fast charger. So you should be able to charge that phone a lot quicker than the C12. Taking a tour of the different ports on the phone. So over to the right side, we have, as you can see, the power button and the volume button. And over to the side, we have the slot for the 2 SIM cards and a micro SD card. So it's a triple slot. Over to the bottom, we have a headphone jack. We have the micro USB port, and we have the speaker. Now, this is a fairly chunky phone, the C12. It measures about 9.8 millimeters in thickness, so it is quite thick. Not sure if you can tell from the video, but it is fairly thick, and it's fairly heavy as well. So it's about 209 grams according to Realme specifications, and again, these dimensions are similar to what you can expect from the C15 as well. Now in the front, we have a pretty big 6.5-inch display. Now at first glance, this is full brightness. It doesn't seem terribly bright, honestly, and the viewing angles don't seem that great either. As you can see, there is a tonal shift when I move the phone off axis even slightly, but I'll be using it for the review to see if this actually has any real negative impact with day-to-day usage. But for now, it seems pretty decent, I guess. There is a notch on the top in which you have the selfie camera, and the bezels are not too thick on the sides and on the top, but at the bottom we do have a pretty sizable chin over here, which is fine, I guess, considering the price point that this phone is going to be launched at. Now, out to the back, we have this new trapezium gradient finish, as Realme calls it, It's pretty nice. You can hear the textured surface over the microphone. It looks neat. This is the power blue color, but you also get it in a power silver color. And it looks nice. Fingerprints don't seem to be much of an issue. It hasn't picked up a lot so far. We have a capacitive fingerprint sensor over here. And now we come to one of the big differences between the C12 and C15. So the C12 that I have has a triple camera setup. So as you can see, the cutout is similar to what you get on the C11, which Realme recently launched as well. But here you have 3 cameras, and this is the LED flash. Now the 3 cameras include a primary 13 megapixel sensor, then you have a 2 megapixel monochrome sensor, and you have a 2 megapixel macro camera. Whereas on the C15, you get a 13 megapixel primary, you get an 8 megapixel wide angle camera, you get a 2 megapixel mono, and there's a 4th 2 megapixel retro camera. I have no idea what that is, but it's supposed to offer apply some sort of retro film effect to your portrait shots. So I guess we'll test that out when we get the C15. But for now, these are one of the main differences between the C12 and C15. That's the cameras. So jumping to on the software side, this is Realme UI, which is based on Android 10. We'll just quickly jump into the settings and the about screen and take a look. So this is again Realme UI version 1 based on Android 10. And let me see if I can see what. Yep, so it has a July security patch. Again, I haven't connected this to Wi-Fi, so probably I'm not sure if there's an update for the August patch, but so far out of the box, it has the July security patch. Powering the phone is the MediaTek Helio G35 SoC. This is a recent chipset, budget gaming chipset from MediaTek. We also recently saw it in the Realme C11, and the C12 and the C15 will also have the exact same chipset. However, coming to the second major difference between the C12 and the C15 is the RAM and storage option. So the C12 will only be available for now anyways in one variant that'll have 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage, whereas the C15 will have 2 variants. So you will have a 3 GB 32, and you'll have one with 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB of storage. And keep in mind that this is LPDDR4X RAM for whatever it's worth on both these models, which is good. Now the third major difference is again related to the cameras. So the C12 has a selfie camera in the notch, as I mentioned earlier. This is a 5 megapixel sensor, whereas the C15 will get an 8 megapixel sensor. And that's pretty much it. So these are going to be budget offerings, of course, and they're not going to replace the C11. In fact, the C12, C15 and the C11, all of them will sit side by side and sort of complement each other and fill those little price gaps around the 10,000 rupees price segment. So that's essentially the intention of these smartphones. So that is a quick unboxing and a first look at the brand new Realme C12. Now, I will be reviewing this phone in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for the full review coming very soon only on Gadgets 360.